And welcome back. We got a brand new episode of Value Hunting as we head into game week 16 for So Rare. And if this is your first time tuning into any So Rare content or you're brand new to the platform, do me a favor, sign up using our link that's in the show notes. You immediately get 20 free common cards. You can play the common tournaments for free without spending a dollar. Or if you get into the limited and rare stuff, if you do 5 different auctions, the 6th one, you get a free card and you help us out by using that link. Let's plug some other content too before we really dive in. We do Live Before Lock. It's a live show on Mondays and Fridays at 5:30 Eastern, right before the game week locks. We bring on a guest. We break down all the NBA injury news. We try to make some lineups last minute. It's very chaotic. It's fun. We give some stuff away. So check that out. Join our Discord. Join the VIP service so that you can get access to some of the gated communities. And last but not least, as we dive into this, we'll be using Momentum Labs for our projections. You can get behind their paywall. You can find a link to that in the show notes as well. All right, let's dive in. If this is your first time here, this is what we do. We are looking for caps of 20 and under to try to round out our lineups. And it becomes a little bit more important now as these underdog tournaments have been introduced, right? So before we dive into the spreadsheets, let's just pull up the NBA. We can go take a look at game week 16 and what's coming up. So it starts in 7 days. We've got the common contender, common champion, and no cap. We've got the limited contender, the limited champion, and limited underdog. That's the 60 cap total, right? Holy hell. And then rare contender and rare champion. I'll also say, this is the first week where you need 5 rares in order to compete, right? So before, we've been able to, like, if I just fire in, let's say Jordan Poole, Draymond Green, Jaden Ivey, I no longer can go dip in, or can I still dip in? I thought it was game week 16 that was going to start. And now I'm not sure. Now, there we go. We're not, well, let's see. Allowed 3 rare cards. Allowed cards limited and rare. All right, forget everything I said. I'm not taking it out. I am not taking it out. I'm going to double check the announcement live here on So Rare. It says new eligibility requirements, rare and super rare competitions will now go into effect for game week 18, opening December 16th. Okay, that's interesting. It's opening December 16th. I read the announcement wrong, but I'm not taking this out, all right? This is how the sausage gets made, baby. So we can still use our rare and limited cards for multiple of the rare tournament. So there you go. You don't have to freak out like I just did because you get to watch that happen in real time, baby, in real time. Let's dive into the projections. The goal is to find 5 of these, okay? Goal is to find 5 of these cap of 20 and under. That makes us feel good. One other note, we still have a ton of games tonight, right? So Wednesday's a pretty big slate. Thursday, there's 4 games, I think. So any injury news obviously would affect the slate considerably and take some of this information with a grain of salt. And that's why you should tune into Live Before Lock. All right, let's go. Let's see who's popping here in the Momentum Labs projections. Let me blow this up a little bit more so you can get a better angle here. All right, so the first guy is Zach Collins, but he's also doubtful with a left ankle sprain. The Spurs only have 1 game that weekend. That's an injury thing we need to pay attention to. Collins has actually been playing like pretty solid for the Spurs. His minutes have ticked up a little bit. Zach Collins was actually a limited reward that I won this past game week and used him. I think I used him in my underdog. And he put up like 26, I believe. So a solid play. But again, that's injury news we're going to need to get from the Spurs before it's a full go. Dorian Finney-Smith continues to be light green, whatever. Karis LeVert, his cap creeped up a little bit because of his most recent performances. You also have Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland both at full health and back and ready to go. So I don't love the Karis LeVert as much as we did the past 2 game weeks, but I think if you have him, he's still fine with a cap of 20, but I bet we can find some better spots here. Markelle Fultz is fine, whatever. Here we go. Kevin Love, Jeremy Sohan. I don't care about these two too much. Caruso, KCP, same thing. Jalen Williams, though, of Oklahoma City with a cap of 19 and projection of 23. Again, we've talked about him, 48 weeks in a row. He's continued to progress in his development as a rookie. He's getting a little bit more run, a little bit more opportunity. OKC is also one of those teams where people sit. And if somebody does sit, all of a sudden Jalen Williams pops a little bit more. I like him. I think he both has a relatively decent floor with the ability to grab a ceiling here. But again, KCP, Patrick Williams, I'm not really super interested in any of those. Aaron Nesmith is someone who moved into the starting lineup for Jalen Smith this most recent game for the Indiana Pacers. Now, I think they have a game tonight, so we'll get a better feel of, like, was that a situational thing? Was it matchup based? But Jalen Smith moved to the bench, and they rolled out, I think it was like Nembhard. Buddy, Neesmith, Turner, and Halliburton, which was a feisty lineup. I actually kind of like it, even though I do like Jalen Smith. And Jalen Smith still got his minutes off the bench, but something to pay attention to. If Neesmith stays in the starting lineup, I don't hate that. Daniel Gafford, I actually thought was going to project a little bit higher, and maybe it's because we don't have the Porzingis news yet, but he's got a cap of 18 and a projection of 20.7. The Zanger, Porzingis, he left the game, the most recent game for the Wizards, and didn't return. I think he played like 20 minutes or something like that. If KP is out and Bradley Beal is out, obviously Kuzma, Goodwin, like the guys that we've talked about are already solid plays. But I do think Gafford can, I mean, he's like a really good fantasy point per minute producer. He's a big block and steal guy, putback guy. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like we could see a 35 to 40 ceiling. So for a cap of 18, and what's his price? Let's actually go over here to check this to see when the last time that's been updated. And then you could also say it in like a British accent too, like Gafford, which, you know, is fun. It's fun if you watch British crime dramas. All right, let's see what Gafford is at right now. We'll go to lowest price. Danny Gafford. All right, sorry, I didn't do it yet. What's going on here? All right, we'll take a look at this. There's 25 on the market right now for limited, $14 for Gafford. I don't hate it. Again, the Porzingis news, like if it comes out that he's going to miss some time, Gafford is like a good couple game week play. Depot, they only have one game probable. I don't know. Okongwu popped a little bit this most recent game. He put up 26 points with Capella missing time. The game was a blowout too, so Okongwu didn't get full run. I think we just got to pay attention to the Atlanta situation and the injuries that they're rocking with here. All right, here we go. Dennis Schroeder continues to pop. I went back and watched the Lakers-Celtics game because I fell asleep last night, and Schroeder's minutes got like really smoked. And I think it's because Russ was playing really well. That's something I'm going to pay attention to. Schroeder and Beverly have been very bad for the Lakers so far. So yes, with a cap of 17 and projection of 24, I think that's fine. They have 2 games. Maybe this is projecting that LeBron or AD won't play both games, right? If they rest one, if they sit one of these guys, a lot of usage gets spread around. So Schroeder becomes a much better play. So if I'm rolling out Dennis Schroeder, it's because I believe deep down in my heart, in my soul, that LeBron or AD are going to sit. Josh Richardson, we just saw him go off this week with 24 real life points off the bench. I'm not going to talk about the Spurs too much because it's the same conversation every time. They like just have guys sit. Jalen Duren moved into the starting lineup, cap of 17, projection of 20. I'm interested to see how he does tonight. The Pistons play the Hornets, and the Hornets refuse to play defense against big men, and this could really be a ceiling opportunity for Jalen Duren. So because he's a rookie and just moved into the starting lineup, his price is kind of already boosted up a little bit. There's only 16 on the market right now. Let me remove Gafford, and it's a $20 to get in on Duren. I will say, if Duren has a bad game tonight, I could see that dropping down a little bit. But if he pops, like, again, we just saw Embiid. I mean, I know Duren's not Embiid, but Embiid just went for like a 50 spot on Charlotte. Like anybody that plays Charlotte, immediately their self-esteem goes up. So if Duren has a good game tonight, I could see that price jumping a little bit. Again, none of this is financial advice, so just relax. Bruno Fernando, whatever. Nick Richards, whatever. Isaiah Joe, Hartenstein, I don't care. Connaughton, Beverly, we just talked about him. No, none of these are smashing out to be awesome plays. Jordan McLaughlin is out for 1 game, so he's only projected to play 1, which honestly, that makes me like Jalen Noel a little bit more with McLaughlin missing time. Let's see what Jalen Noel, he's got a cap of 22 with a projection of 23, so that's not as great. Let's go back to McLaughlin. I don't really love McLaughlin. Javonte Green, for the 48th week in a row, is projecting well. All of the Bulls seem to be projecting really well. I'm continuing to fade the Javonte Green stuff until I see it. PJ Tucker, Dwight Powell. Oh, God, these are pretty bad. Goran Dragic. Again, all of these Bulls projecting really well. Cap of 10, projection of 15. They play 2 games this weekend. So, hey, maybe we're banking on Bulls resting some dudes. Maybe that's what it is. I'm just a little hesitant with the Bulls. Shaedon Sharpe had a really nice game this week. So he's always someone that's like, I mean, a cap of 10 and a projection of 12 is not great, but he's got like a really low floor of 10, but a ceiling of like 25. They have 2 games, maybe Dame. They don't want to push Dame too much. Maybe Simons, one of them sits. All of a sudden his boost goes up a little bit more. There you go. Trent Forrest continues to be the smash play. Let's see what his price is right now. His cap is only up to 8. He didn't even have a great game that last game, but I think it's hard to take too much from what happened in Atlanta. What what happened in Atlanta because like the Memphis was without job, but they really beat the piss out of Atlanta. And because of that, the starters got moved quickly. We saw some of the guys on the bench have stronger performances, like Culver actually did okay, but Aaron Holiday really had a great game. And then who knows if Trey Young comes back, obviously that limits some upside, but Forrest is someone I think I would still be taking shots at a cap of 8, only $12. Like, I don't hate that one at all. Trent Forrest probably my favorite one that we've seen so far. And then here you go, Christian Braun and Ken Burge continuing to pop. Guys, this shit is hard this week. It's continuing. The value stuff is getting trickier and trickier. This is the second game week in a row where I feel like as I've gone through the spreadsheet, it's like, you know what? This is more of a balanced build type play this week. And it's not find a cap of 4 and then let it rip, right? I think you have to live in that 15 to 20 range. So as we scroll back up to round out this episode of value hunting, I don't know why Christian Braun continues to pop, so I don't really trust that. Trent Forrest of under 10 is probably my favorite. Ooh, one other piece of news that I forgot to mention: DeAndre Ayton left the game yesterday for the Suns. The Suns are in a free fall right now. They look bad. They lost to the Rockets. Like, what's going on? But with Ayton, if he misses time, we've already seen this, right? Biyombo and Londell both become solid plays. The one caveat that I would throw into this: so how many games do the Suns have? The Suns have just one game. They also have freaking Dario Saric back in action, right? And so depending on the matchup, I mean, they all should get a shot at it, but Biyombo has a cap of 9, projection of 0. That will obviously change if Ayton is ruled out. Londell, what did we just say he was at? It's Landau. Landau, excuse me. Where? Oh, God darn it. Good. All right, here it is. Cap of 9, projection of 10. I feel like that's closer to 17, 18 if he's out. And then Saric was the other one. Saric has a cap of 10. So Londell would be my favorite play, even though he might not get the start. So that's something to, let me go back to Londell. That's something to keep in mind as we go. So I kind of Forrest, Landell. I guess we pay attention to the Bulls news to see if some of these guys are going to pop. But if they're all playing, it's I don't get it. I don't understand. Jordan McLaughlin, but he's out for one of these games, so keep that in mind. Also, we got to pay attention to the Memphis news, right? So if Ja continues to miss time, that affects a lot of the rotation. But I suspect Ja's going to be back soon. And then up here, the Dennis Schroeder call. Again, if you think AD or LeBron is going to sit, Aaron Nesmith and Gafford are probably my 2 favorite up here. And then in the 19 range, it's Jalen Williams. In the 20 range, it's Zach Collins if he's good to go. This shit's going to be hard this week, gang. It's going to be hard. As always, thank you for tuning into this stuff. We appreciate the support. If you haven't subscribed to Team Hold, please go ahead and do that. In the show notes, you can find a link to our Discord. Join the Discord. But before you do that, sign up for our YouTube VIP. That gets you into the gated community of #SoRareTalk, where we share our lineups, do a lot of strategy talk, a lot of fun stuff in there. Also, it's just part of the community. It helps us out a little bit. And as always, if you stayed through for 13 minutes and have not signed up for So Rare yet, time management, figure out like what's going on in your life, but you should sign up for So Rare. And do me a favor, like the video, drop a comment, and tune in live before lock Friday, 5:30 Eastern. Looking forward to it.